Hi everyone and welcome to my studio. This is so exciting. My name is Gideon and I'm also known as Gideon's Light, and I'm here to be your creatively fit coach. So grab your canvas, grab your paints and your art journal and join me in my studio as I show you how profound it can be in your life if you allow some space to be creative. So join me now as I show you how. Hello everybody, it is me Gideon and welcome to my studio. It is so nice to just spend some time with you guys, and I am very excited to share this week's creative heart prompt with you guys. And this is week 10 already of our creative journey together, and I'm so excited to share this journey with you guys. So I've turned the page in my little journal and I've clamped one of these pages down, and for today's prompt I'm going to be working only on this page in order to save a little bit of time on the video so that we don't spend too much time. I know time is precious. So let me get right into it. This week's prompt for our creative practice is try a new medium. And the medium that I want to introduce you guys to is oil pastels. Now this will take you back to your childhood days because it's a lot like crayons, just a little bit smoother and creamier. I really think that this medium has improved quite a bit over the years. So there's a variety of mediums available as oil pastel. So you will have to explore in your local art supply store what is available for you. The traditional oil pastel that I grew up with is really oil based, so it definitely does not move with water. So for that you can definitely use something like baby oil or a mineral oil, or even oil that you use in your oil painting can be used to move the medium around a little bit. So we're going to explore some blending techniques here today with this medium as well. But coming back to the medium that I'm playing with today, this is Montmartre's oil pastel and this is water soluble. Now the fun thing about a water soluble oil pastel, let me just demonstrate for you here, is if you use a brush with water, you are able to move the color and it can give you some beautiful watercolor effects that is quite unexpected, and it gives you another look that you can bring into your art with this medium that you normally wouldn't be able to do with a traditional oil pastel. Let me show you a traditional oil pastel. I'm going to use the same brush now. Look at the difference. You can see the water is just gliding on top of it and the pigment is standing still. It's not moving. So that gives you a very good idea whether your oil pastel is water soluble or not. But you can use mineral oil. So we're going to try that today in our creative practice. So I like to just have a little bit of a page in my journal, have a 10-minute session. And what I've done is I've gone onto Pinterest and I typed in simple landscape photograph and I borrowed this image from the internet. So it's not my property. I'm just using it as inspiration and as a guide so that we can have some idea of how to play with this medium. Now, to do a little bit of a landscape, I think it's always a good idea just to plot where things are, and it's the mountain range on my little reference material is all down here in the lower 1/3 of the image. And then I have a nice high mountain range, and I'm going to do it like that. And then we have the full moon over here. So I think a great place to start, because I want that full moon to remain as light and as white as possible. I'm going to just fill it in with my white of my oil pastel and jump right into the sky. Now I'm going to use this pink, and at first I'm just going to bring in a little bit of color, and I'm deliberately just working very softly with my color here, just to bring in some color that we can blend later. And that is going to be very helpful. I'm even going to bring in some of this pink into this mountain range at the top and here in the back a little bit. And then I'm going to jump into my magenta, and I'm going to actually break a little piece off, because I like to use it on its side and just bring the intensity of the magenta color over this mountain range over here. And I see there's a bit of a streak of it here as well, like so. What I do love about this medium is the immediacy of it. You have this immediate fun and colorful explosion, and it's always very rewarding to try out a new medium and to see some interesting results that you can get with it. Now this mountain here at the back has a little bit of a mauve tone to it, so I'm going to use this lighter lavender purple here, bring that into this lower bit here. Now one of the tips I can give you if you have like a dusty mauve is to bring in some orange, and I'm going to literally break this orange open as well, because I quite enjoy working with the side of my oil pastel. Bring in some orange there. We have some orange here on the horizon above this mountain range as well. And then we also have this awesome little peachy color. Now we're getting into the yummy bits of it. When these colors mix. And what I like about the oil pastel definitely from the start is it's not as messy for me as the powdery pastels. That is also another medium, and that medium can move a lot, and you need to seal it and spray it to get it to stick to the page and stay there. But with oil pastel, that's not the case, that's not the problem. So if you didn't like pastels in the past because it was powdery and it was messy and it got everywhere and it smeared onto everything, then do give oil pastels a try, because I think it is quite liberating and empowering and fun as a medium. So do give that a try. Working around my moon glow there. And I'm going to bring some of this pastel peachy color into this purple. I think it will help me to blend it into this beautiful mauve, dusty purple kind of color for the mountain. Now there's definitely a variety of ways that you can use this medium. You can play with it, you can use your palette knives, you can use oil to move it, all kinds of things, and obviously also different textures, heavy, light, feathery, you name it, you can try it all. I'm going to move into this beautiful phthalo green here. I'm going to mix it with a bit of a darker blue as a nice mixed tone, and I'm going to bring some of it down here as well. So I like to sort of bring in the next color from the previous one because I think it helps to mix the colors and create unique shades of the color that you didn't have before. And let's break this one as well and bring some of the blue down here. And I think as an abstraction art form, one of the tips is just to keep things simple. Don't overcomplicate and jump into a lot of detail from the very beginning. I think first just get your color in and then you can worry about the details later. Right, now let's look at some blending techniques. The most simple blending technique obviously is just using your finger. So I'm going to use my finger here just to show you guys, and that will give you a nice smudgy kind of effect. And again, you can blend as softly or as firmly as you want. If you're going to press very hard, you will find that the color will move in a different way. Another way to blend is just to use an ordinary earbud, cotton earbud, and this will give you a different kind of blending because obviously you can't press as hard with your earbud as you can with your finger. So a lot of the color will remain where it is. Another thing you can do obviously then is to try the baby oil and just dispense some of it in a cup and then get into it with your little Q-tip. So the oil will definitely help to blend some of these colors together. Now, I think it is wise to work on a sealed watercolor paper, that kind of thing, if you're going to use oil, because the oil could stain your page because it's not entirely sealed with oil pastel. So that's from the start something that I'm noticing that I will want to be aware of if I create this as an actual art piece that I want to sell, or that I want to sort of frame and hang up in my house, that kind of thing, So if you're not going to work on a canvas, if you are going to work on paper, work on watercolor paper that can take a lot of product, and also maybe seal it with a gesso, that kind of thing, just to make sure that the oil don't run through your page like so, because that's going to happen. So I will definitely seal this page at the back before I do something else on it because of the oil. But this is all experimental and fun and play and discover, so it is not the end of the world if it doesn't look exactly the way you thought, or if some unexpected things happen. And I think that is, as an artist and in a creative practice, I think it's valuable when things happen that you didn't plan for, because then you learn something. That's what I mean with experiment. Is try something because it might just work, and you might discover a technique or a method that works for you in a unique way, and that lends a beautiful, personal voice to your art that no one else has, that's unique to you. Another way to blend is obviously just to use your paper towel, your kitchen towel, and to wrap it around your finger, and then to work your color into the page. That's a great start, right? So let's quickly do this beautiful color up here. So if you move to another color zone in your drawing, then just switch to another clean part on your kitchen towel so that you don't contaminate your colors, because obviously that can also happen. So be mindful of your fingers so that you don't press down hard on a part of your drawing that you can ruin with the wrong color. So that's just something to be mindful of. And then, like with any art, I'm very mindful of the direction of my smears, so to speak, and because I think that can contribute to the overall feeling in your drawing if you already work your color into the direction of the movement that you want to see in your piece. So that's a great start to play with our oil pastels. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to finish this piece, but I'm going to speed it up for you so you can see how I play with this without having to think about the right words to say, as well as doing what I feel I need to do on this page in order to complete it. So I'll be right back, and then you guys can see how I finish this page. And there you have it. Within 10 or 15 minutes, I was able to render a beautiful landscape playing with my oil pastels. And really, this is just the beginning, introduction kind of way to a new medium. This medium lends itself very well to abstraction and to even introduce it as a different element in your abstract art. It works really well alongside acrylic paints when it's dry to give you a different medium texture and finish. So I do encourage you to try this as a new medium in your art journal and in your creative practice. I'm gonna share this image that I used as my reference material that I took from Pinterest on my creative art group. If you want to try it and take a photograph of your page in your journal and share it with us there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to do with this amazing medium. Thank you so much for tuning in again today. I will see you guys again next week for another creative art craft. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye for now.